Hello, everyone, and welcome to my knitting podcast. This is episode 3, I believe, and today I am coming to you from Japan. Yes, it's been, I think, now a little over a week since I arrived, and actually, in an hour, I have my entrance ceremony. It has been really, really busy, so I haven't really had the time to actually like sit down, have like at least decent lighting to film the podcast, because at like the first week I actually stayed at a hotel and there was no light, so it looked kind of grim. But in the meantime, I have been knitting. I think it has been actually quite a while since I made an like my last episode, so I'm gonna have to recap a bit. Like, how have things been going with me physically? Things have been going really well. My shoulders, like my back, I'm not having a lot of issues with that. I'm not exercising too often. Like, I haven't been doing my push-ups, but I have been getting like a good decent amount of exercise in almost every single day. Like, anywhere between 8,000 to 8,000 meters, 8 kilometers to like 13 kilometers I'm walking, because I'm just walking around Tokyo basically. So that has really helped me a lot with just like physical health. And we have like a fitness place here as well, or at least like just a room where you can exercise. So hopefully I don't know, I can do like some Pilates there and like continue to work on my physical health. So that has been great. And yeah, in terms of knitting, I've been making sure that I'm doing my breaks, that I'm walking around, that I'm active. So I've been able to actually knit quite a bit. Now, since I left for Japan, there were a couple of projects that I had to leave behind, unfortunately. So the vest from Gregoria Fibers, I wasn't able to finish that before I left, so that's going to be done towards the end of the year. Then also, I actually started knitting like a pair of mittens, like the ones with the triangular thingy. Yeah, so I basically forgot to mention everything about this pattern. So it's actually from a Japanese knitting book called Mitoya-san no Te Ami no Miton Tokomono. And the pattern name is number 3. So I actually started that and left that one behind as well, because I had absolutely no space at all in my suitcase. I was like 200 grams like below the limit. So yeah, those are two things that I'm gonna have to finish like in September, November. As for the mittens, those were like, I've actually not finished a complete pair of mittens. I've one time like made one and it was like really ugly, and it had like how would you call that, like the zigzaggy thing in I tried to make it in the middle, but because like it was my first time making it, it turned out like it came here like a braid, like a knitting braid. I'll put like the correct terminology here if I'm bothered to do that. So yeah, that was a while ago, and the yarn that I used for it was also quite thick, and I also didn't knit it with like appropriate needles, so there was like still quite a lot of wind could get through it. So I decided not to continue with those mittens and then start with a new one, which I got a like knitting pattern book online, a Japanese one, which featured a ton of like mittens and headscarves, headbands, and yeah. So I'll put a picture here of the book, But yeah, that's where I got the pattern from, and it was just very nice because it had like color work in it, so it was a great way to practice for me. The way the thumb is made is with I think it's called like the afterthought. So basically what you do is you knit all the way up, like just as a tube, and then where your thumb is supposed to be, you knit with like some scrap yarn. And so once like everything is done, you put your needles, you remove the scrap yarn, replace it with your knitting needles, and then you have some live stitches, and then you knit the thumb like that. And I was kind of impatient, so I got like, I think till here when I started knitting the thumb. And the thing is that it's color work, right? So it's knit with 2 strands, but then the thumb was completely white, was one color, so I knitted with one color, and that was not that smart because it wasn't as thick. So you basically had a very warm mitten, and then your thumb is like half as thick, essentially, the fabric. So I'm gonna have to like undo that again, and then like just knit it with like the same like broken white, but then with 2 strings, as if I'm like color knitting. What was it called? I don't sorry, I'm like also like very tired. Like I'm just not used to being on camera anymore, so my apologies for being a bit slow at times. But yeah, I think that's everything I left behind. As for an update on my sock knitting, that's actually like what I've done for the most part. I'm actually wearing the first pair that I ever made, so they are a tad bit grimy, so my apologies for that. So here's the sock number 1 and number 2. So yeah, the color is kind of like disappearing. So basically I knit these on 3mm needles with onion number 4, which is a blend of 70% wool and 30% nettle. And I kind of freestyled it, used some tutorials, yeah, and I've used these like quite a lot. I think I've already washed them like 3 times already. I put them in the wash because yeah, you can put this one in the wash, the yarn says so. And yeah, they are holding up. There is quite a bit of felting though, but to be honest, like I've been walking almost like on average like 10k every single day for more than a week, so well, I haven't used this sock every single day, of course, but I think I've walked like maybe 20 or 30 kilometers in these, so there is quite some wear to them. I'm excited to see how long they'll hold up. I did like a reinforced heel flap with like slip. The front is like slip knit to the end, and then the back is just slip and then purling all the way to the end. So yeah, that's held up. There's so much, I don't know if you can see, but there's so much felting there because I could feel like my shoe like just like going against the sock, but I'm really happy with it. It's very breathable. The weather right now is like kind of sunny, kind of cold at times, and it's just like the perfect sock now for spring, at least for me, I think. So yeah, that was really fun. I really liked this making these first socks. Oh, dropped them. Yeah, so yeah, I'm very happy with I'm very happy with these, and I'd like to make more. Well, I'm saying I'd like to make more, but I've already made more. Essentially, for my best friend, we were hanging out before I left for Japan, so I had the chance to also like oh yeah, I should, before I like end this, I just want to say like yeah, they have expanded a tiny bit, like not too much from like before I like put them in the wash, but they've held their shape. They haven't like expanded extremely, and they still fit me very well. Yeah, but as I was saying, I was hanging out with my friend, so I could knit and like put the sock on their foot just to see how it would fit them. So I used the same wool, the same yarn. Again, onion number 4, and this one is, I don't know, what does it say? It says color 833. So here it is. This is actually a bit of a different construction. Well, actually not. It's not. I basically just changed the type of heel flap that I had. So like, you can almost not see it anymore. But like, this is just kind of like a regular one. I already like talked about how I knitted. But then this one is I believe you call it the Eye of Partridge. Anyway, so this one, basically it's a 4-row repeat. So the first one is slip knit until the end, and then slip 1 and knit to the end, and then you slip the first 2 stitches, and then you do knit slip until 2 stitches before the end, and then you knit the 2 of those, and then you do the same as row 2, which is slip 1 and then purl all the way to the end. And I don't know, I just thought it was like a very like fancy looking heel flap. I liked it more than than these ones. So yeah, they should fit, because I left for Japan when I was about here. Like, I had just finished like the gusset, and I was just knitting in the round straight. So I asked them to tell me how long the foot was, and so I knitted until that. The thing though is that one thing I noticed, I was like, whoa, this is taking me quite a long time. And as you can see, well, this one has expanded quite a bit already, but I I have my foot size is size 37, 38 ish, and theirs is 46. So it took a longer time, and I was like, I actually really like the fact that I could knit up my socks really fast. So after finishing this one, I was like, okay, maybe I should just take a break from like before I start knitting the second one of this one, and then start working on another one for myself. And yeah, I knit that this week. At least the first foot I finished yesterday. Yeah, so this is what I did yesterday, and it has a different construction. If you can see, there's no gusset on the side. It is again like the one for my friend. The heel flap is like the Eye of Partridge. Also, yeah, all these socks are from top down. Yeah, so the new thing that I learned here, I did different, was basically I made the gusset on the bottom of the sock. So yeah, as you can see, there's nothing here, but you can see this like yeah, you can see the gusset is here. Maybe I can fold it a bit so it looks a bit more clear. It's a bit tricky. Yeah, so this is like the end of the foot. Oh. Okay. Got him. Yeah. So, as you can see, you have the heel flap here, and then the gusset is like, like this here. And one might ask, like, why would one do this? Basically, it's so that if you have like a pattern on your sock and you'd like for it to continue here, like here's the gusset, and basically you can't really keep the pattern. You can't really continue the pattern here, but if you put the gusset at the bottom of the foot, you can. So yeah, I just wanted to try out the technique. I didn't have like a something fancy, like a fancy pattern on the sock, but I just wanted, like with every new sock, I basically want to learn something new. So this, I learned how to do socks, then this, the Eye of Partridge, and then this, like the underfoot gusset. Anyway, so I am actually working on the second foot I'm working on the second foot for my for my own sock. Which one's mine? I started last night, and I've done this so far. So a couple of rows, and then I can start the heel flap again. It's been going really fast. Basically, the thing is, that when I'm outside in Japan, I like to knit whilst walking. Like, socks is such a good, like, tiny project to take with you. So I'll knit when I'm walking, or when I'm in, like, the metro or whatever. So that's what I've been doing basically, and that's how I've been able to knit these up so fast. This one, like this, actually, like I completed in the airplane. So basically this is what I've done in a week, which maybe might look like as not a lot, but seeing how I didn't knit for like an entire year, like 18 months, it's really good. I think I'm very pleased with myself. So yeah, in total I still like, so this sock is going to cost me in like this much yarn. I definitely have some more left after, and then I have these two still, and one of these is for this sock. Like it almost took out an entire ball of yarn, this bigger sock. Yeah, so when I'm done with that, I'm going to make another sock for myself, and that will be made with this color. Like, I think it's again onion. I just got a lot of this this yarn because I just really liked it. So I'm going to be knitting my first toe up socks. So that's like a new technique, and then I'm going to try and, like, I don't know exactly, but I think I'm just gonna, I don't think I would like something like to learn anything else other than the technique going up, and then maybe the cuff I'll like fold double and like I don't know, not sew, but like crochet into, like create like a cuff, a hem, if that's correct. So I might do that. Maybe I should also give you the color number of this one. Ooh, it's not printed correctly on here, I'm afraid. Oh, it's color number 836. So I have 2 of these, so this will be enough for another pair, and then I'll still have some yarn left, and I don't know what I'm going to do with that. Probably not going to use that for like anything else, unless I find like a tiny project. So that is essentially all the yarn that I took with me from the Netherlands. So basically like 300 grams. So that's basically gonna be gone in like a week, all of that, a week or 2. I didn't want to take all that much yarn with me to Japan because I wanted to go yarn hunting and learn about Japanese knitting culture. That's like one of the reasons as to why I came here, aside from like learning the language and other reasons, I guess. Also, I was eating this ice cream. It's called ice cream. Do you call it ice cream? Anyway, it's called Ice Box. It has like rocks of lemon and it's actually really good. Yeah, like if you like lemon ice cream, highly recommend it if you're in Japan at some point in your life. I am gonna put this in the freezer before it melts. But let me continue. As I was saying, I am here to learn about crafts. One of the reasons why I'm here. So, I'm at the university here, and I inquired if there was like a crafts or like knitting club here, because in Japan, they're very big on having like, they call it like circles or clubs, basically just people who are interested in the same thing, and then it's just a club, like, I don't know, a book club, photography club. So aside from your studies, you also meet up with the people who you in that club, and you do activities surrounding that hobby, that topic or whatever. And I asked if there was a knitting or craft club, and there wasn't. And I was actually quite surprised, especially since it's a women's university. And like the first like Japanese student I spoke to, basically the girl that showed me around, she was like, oh yeah, I knit, like I make sweaters and stuff. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool, I do that as well. So basically I'm going to ask my coordinator if it's possible for me to start a club, because yeah, I just love to teach people, learn from people. Crocheting is something that I would love to learn whilst I'm here. So I'm going to try and see if that's possible. That would be like such a dream, because it's also like such a, like, I'd like to think that knitters are really excited about knitting, because I mean it takes time, right? And then you have something that you've made and there's just like so much love into it. So I think it's like such a good opportunity to meet new people. And yeah, I just get really excited about that. So I'm going to try and do that. As for getting to know the knitting culture in Japan, I know that there's so many knitting books like out there. Like if you look on the internet, there's so many like designs. And being in Tokyo, wow, there's so much like inspiration. Like everyone dresses so nice here. Like actually they dress like so well, and I've seen like so many like knitwear designs people were wearing, like really unique things with like like open backs and like belts on the back and stuff like that. And it's just like such a city that really like evokes like makes me passionate essentially about like making new things and designing new things. So that has been really good for my creativity. I have been going around looking for yarn stores. That has been kind of tricky. I looked on Reddit if there were people, like for people who had gone to Japan and that were looking for yarn and stuff like that, and like yarn stores. And yeah, I don't know, like some people like recommended places that I then went to, and then it turned out not to be very good, like a very tiny selection and not many pieces of yarn that had natural fibers. And I'm someone who likes to mainly knit with natural fibers for the most part, so that was like not great. So basically what I'm doing now, I have like the notes app, and I just made like this this page where I have all the knitting stores that I am planning to go to, that I've gone to, and just writing some information about them, so that like maybe in the future I can share that on like my website or whatever, so that if you are a knitter and you want to go to Japan, like you can like just go get that information, and you don't have to like struggle to get to all these places that may or may not be a bit of a disappointment to you. So having said that, I've gone to a couple of places, have not bought any yarn physically. However, I have bought a kit, my first kit actually, online for like a steal, like 14 euros. It's this scarf, this like lacy type scarf from Daruma, which is like one of the biggest yarn companies in Japan. One of the things that I've noticed as well in Japan is that they're really interested in like Western yarn, but it's expensive here because of the import costs. And so sometimes I see like patterns or like yarn online that they're selling, and I'm like, oof, I could like get that cheaper when I'm in the Netherlands. So I'm going to try my best to solely knit with yarn that's like only available here in Japan for the time being. Yeah, okay, so let me tell you, oh wait, I did buy a bit of yarn, but let me tell you what the things that I bought. So first up, I got this tiny embroidery thing here, just like this tiny button. I got this because I thought it would be a cute first project for embroidery. So yeah, it basically, it's just like a tiny kit. I got 10% off. The lady at the counter was really nice, so I got this for about 1,270, if I'm doing that correctly. No, 1,297 yen, which is like 1,000 yen is like 7. So I got this for like $8. I don't know if that's expensive or not. I think it might be. I'm not sure. That's kind of like an issue now with me, because I don't really know the prices. Like it's like constantly having to convert in my mind, like times 7 divided by 100 to get it to euros. But yeah, I didn't read the back correctly, and found out that I still needed like of course like the embroidery loop. So I got that at another store. I got a tiny one to accommodate this tiny kit. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that coming week. And then at the same store as the embroidery kit, I got this wool, like 20 grams of this is from Daruma, like or is it from Daruma? I'm pretty sure, yeah, it is from Daruma. It's 100% wool, 20 grams and 70 meters. So I got this one, this color 24, this one's color 20, and then I got broken white, which is color 1. And the reason why I bought this is because I thought it would be fun to make like I don't know, some grass, the sky, and a couple of clouds, because I also got at that same place this like wallet thingy, so I thought it would be cool to make this and then put my my coins in here. But yeah, I don't know, the store that I got these, it didn't like turn out to be an actual knitting store. It was more so focused on embroidery and crocheting. Yeah, so yeah, but I mean, I at least got to find some yarn, so I was happy with that. And as for books are really easy to find. There are a lot of bookstores around here, and the books are really cheap. So one of the books, like I'm so surprised by this. So I got this book called Felt Flowers book. Felt Flowers book. It's so pretty. Like, these flowers are made out of felt, and I never really thought that they could look so good, but they have really cool techniques on how to make flowers. So I mean, like, if you look at how cute this is, so gosh darn cute, like, honestly, so pretty. So like, this is not even like one of the fields that I really had interest in when it comes to crafts, but it was just stunning. So I was like, okay, I guess I'm gonna do some felt stuff. So I've got a couple of the materials now. I just need to get some felt, some iron, and like the metal rods, and then some other stuff. Like, I got a hot glue gun that I got from Daiso, which is like a kind of like a dollar store place. I mean, look how absolutely gorgeous these are. Really beautiful. It's like hard to believe that these were made with just felt. Anyway, yeah, so I just need to get some watercolors, because those are used as well. I don't know if you can see, but like, this is then like watercoloring was used to make this. Yeah, so that's cool. I might start working on this in like a month, maybe 2 months. I just want to start like a bigger project, which I will talk about soon. Then I got this one, Keto no pantsu. Pants, like, not a lot of pants, like pants patterns are out, I think, in the West. Like, at least the last time that I checked, like 2 years ago almost, I didn't really see all that many like pants out there, knitted pants. Maybe I'm just like not looking well, but I checked on Ravelry, but, or maybe I just only checked at the free section. That could be it as well. But yeah, like, this book just features a ton of pants. You have like your vanilla pants. Also have some longer ones. Cables. That's the word I was looking for. Cabling. Gosh, that took a darn long time to get to. Ooh, like, there's also a top in here with like some I don't know, like some corset type stuff going on. Yeah, the one that I'm looking to make actually is this one. It's kind of like your vanilla short, but it has like a tiny bit of detailing at the bottom, so I wanted to try that out. The pattern does use cashmere. It is kind of expensive, so yeah, I think I'd have to pay like 90 euros for that, so that was a bit above my price point at the moment, so I'm just gonna find something else for that. They also have like leggings and trousers as well. And then another one that I wanted to do, like this is why I also want to like learn how to crochet, and hopefully I'll be able to find someone who's willing to learn with me, because that always makes it a bit easier. These pants are so cute. Yeah, these are like sheep pants. They're actually for kids. But I thought maybe if I make a couple of adjustments, I could make them for myself as well. I just thought this was just like the cutest thing ever. So hopefully I'll be able to make these. I like, oh, they're just so cute. So cute. Yeah, so that's it for this knitting book. And then the last one here. Kimawashi Nito by Hana Saido. Oh, Saido. So basically this is just like it's just a knitting book, but but like I just like the designer a lot. I think the stuff she makes is like super trendy. I saw a couple of like her wearing some of her knits as well on Instagram, and they looked really cute, and I thought, oh, I really want to actually try and make some of these. So one of the things that I want to make is this sweater with, it has like ruffles here at the neckline and at the wrists. And then another thing that I really liked was these pair of crochet pants. That's like something like far in the future. One thing I am actually going to be doing quite soon. Oh yeah, and this one was also like, oh, the lighting is horrendous, but it's this, it's a sweater that has like squares on it. But I chose to make, oh, I think here's a better view of it. Yeah, so this is one sweater that I really like to make, and then the other one is this one. Now, I'm not really a fan of the frill ending here, so I think I might just like make it all the way here and maybe even a bit longer, because I saw a picture of the design on Instagram showing the back of the sweater, like how it looked here, and I thought it looked really cute, and I think it also would look really nice from the front as well. So I think if I want to do that, I need to also like make it a tiny bit longer, use some short rows. So I think I can make something fun with this. So actually I already ordered yarn for this one. I'm not really a fan of making like white, knitting with white, just because it's easy to like get stained. So I opted for dark green. So I ordered the same type of yarn, which is, let me get that for you. I think it's number G, frill yoke sweater. It's Daruma, I don't know how to read this kanji, but it says something like Haruke ni chikai merino wool. So I'll just write it here, basically. So that's what I'll be using, and then the color dark green. So that's it for today. Basically, knit a lot of socks, had to leave a couple of projects at home. I'm going to start 2 new projects at the very least coming week. Going to be hunting for more yarn, going to be hunting for new and interesting knitting books, and that's about it. I have no idea when I'll be making a new video, probably soon, because I have the rest of the week off, which is really nice. So yeah, it is time for me to go because I have my campus tour in about 20 minutes. So I'm just gonna change my trousers because I'm in my pajamas, and then I'm gonna head out, go to the entrance ceremony, and then just like relax in my room because it has been a long day. No, I need to get some bedding. Well, maybe ask for some bedding at the office. Yeah, that was all very unnecessary information. But in any case, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this podcast episode, and I hope to see you soon again in another episode. Bye bye.